This book is the sequel to Will Prescribe You a Cat by Syou Ishida, and it's called Will Prescribe You Another Cat. Similar to book 1, it's structured as a series of interconnected short stories, in this case, 4 of them. So the main character of story 1 is a university student. Like, she has recently moved from the countryside into the city to attend classes and has also begun to date someone who she is absolutely convinced is like her perfect man. So she's desperately afraid that she's going to lose him. Like, these fears are compounded by the fact that she feels like their relationship has become somewhat rocky lately. Like, she feels like he's been growing more distant from her, and he keeps saying that he needs to talk to her about something. So she's convinced herself that what he wants is to break up with her. It's turned his visits from something that she really enjoyed to something that she deeply dreads. And this is how she eventually finds her way to this really strange clinic where the odd doctor and nurse duo end up prescribing her a cat. Like, she tells the doctor that what she wants most is not to be separated from the person that she loves, but his response is to give her a cat and to tell her to look after it for a week and to take detailed notes on its bathroom habits. And this begins her very bizarre couple weeks as a cat sitter. And learning about dealing with cats and adjusting to the various cats that cycle through her care gives her an entirely new perspective on relationships and stuff in general. So story number 2's main character is an elderly man. Like, he's retired from his job, like his son's taken over the business, but his wife has recently passed away, and this has left him feeling kind of like the world has lost its luster. Like, he's finding it difficult to motivate himself to actually get out of the house and do anything, and he's spending increasingly large amounts of time in his room, and is really starting to worry his family. It doesn't help that his grandson is also spending large amounts of time in his room, and it's like his son and daughter-in-law are kind of like, yeah, like they don't really, like, they're afraid that they're both going to become shut-ins. So to kind of alleviate some of their concerns, he agrees to go see a therapist, which is how he eventually finds his way to this really weird clinic. Like, the entire adventure there is strange. Like, when he gets there, there's a shady young man who seems to be pushing some weird business that he interacts with, and then the clinic itself also seems a bit fishy. And even though he's not prescribed a cat, while he's there during his session, he has a really bizarre conversation with the doctor, as well as a really strange encounter with a cat that the doctor brings to see him. And this entire event ends up sparking a whole chain of events that lead him to step out of his shell a little and get back into to get out more and start interacting with his grandson, and maybe looking a little more into some of the generational differences and finding a way to get back into being part of the community again. So main character of story number 3 is actually the best friend of the main character from story number 1. She already has a cat at home, and her home life is has quite a bit of friction at the moment. She is still staying with her parents, and she feels a bit like her mom cares more about her older brother than about her. Every time they, when her brother comes home, her mom's all excited, but her mom doesn't seem to worry about her, whether or not she comes home. If she's late from work or stuff, she always feels like it's only her brother that her mom pays that much attention to. When things go wrong, it's her that she blames and not her brother. And basically she's a little jealous. She feels like maybe her mom kind of loves him more. And things are things are a little bit, she's also a little concerned about her brother because he's been looking more stressed and tired lately, and then she has a friend who's preparing for medical school exams for the umpteenth time, and when she goes to see him, like, he was prescribed a cat from this weird clinic where he tells her that her brother works. Like, he says that it's her brother who prescribed him the cat, and she thinks this is also really weird because her brother should be working at a cat shelter. And when she goes with him to get a look for herself at this doctor, she ends up becoming a patient as well. So the main focus is her own family situation. The final character in this collection is the brother of the character from the previous story. So he's been kind of working himself ragged at the cat shelter. Like, he cares a lot about animals, but he's his own cat has been in a coma for the past year, and no vet has been able to tell him what's going on. The cat seems perfectly healthy and does seem to get up and do its business and stuff when he's not at home, but whenever he is at home, always seems to be sleeping. It's making him extremely concerned. The cat wasn't really in great shape when he adopted it in the first place, and that stress is causing him to work super late hours in an attempt to kind of avoid his problems. At the same time, the animal shelter's also been a kind of troubleshooting, how best to run their adoption events, since they had a not very positive experience last time around. So he eventually finds his way to the clinic as well. So I agree with Elena, she actually read this book before I did, and she told me that she liked it better than book one because she felt like the stories were more complete, and I think I can kind of tell what she means. I think it was much more obvious in this set how the insertion of these cats into these characters' lives changed them, and how their interactions with the cat related to their individual problems. Everything I think was much more well structured, actually. There wasn't really any mystery element in this book, unlike in book one, since I think you figured out a lot of what's going on by the time you finish the first book. So the more supernatural elements are brought out, much more obvious. Let's see. Oh yeah, kind of like first one, there isn't really anything that I don't like.